What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, helping you take your game to the next level. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a really great passing play in Madden 18. Now, if this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you want to improve your Madden game, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. Make sure to hit the bell icon so that you join the notification squad and never miss an upload. What's going on, guys? Like I said, today I'm going to be showing you guys a really good play in the game this year. We are in the West Coast Playbook. We're going to check out the single back spread formation, which is one of the more underrated formations this year, and the play we're going to look at is deep outs. Now, I do believe this play might be in a few other playbooks. If any of you guys know any playbooks that it's in, definitely drop them in the comments below to help everybody else out. But the West Coast Playbook is probably the most popular playbook that it's in. So there's a lot of good things about this play. We have stock deep out routes, which are very good this year. We have a nice post from the wide receiver, which is kind of like one of those shallow posts, kind of like in the play mesh post, if you're familiar with that, which kind of gets just deep enough to get behind linebackers, but just shallow enough to get in front of safety, so it's really good. And then the A wide receiver is running a nice crossing route as well, all pretty unique routes. So another good thing about this formation and play in general is because the formation is symmetrical, we can flip the formation without our opponent knowing. You do this by pressing X or square, depending on which system you're on, and then you press RT or R2, which is how you flip your play. So you can run it to either side. Now, the only hot route that I like to make on this is I like to put a drag on the same side as the post. So if I'm running it this way, I would put X on a drag like so. If I was running it this way, I would put B on a drag like so. So just to keep a nice underneath check down route just in case. So if our opponent plays any type of underneath coverage, for the most part, we're going to always have Y, we're going to have A, and we're going to have B, pretty typically, if it's not like a cover 2 or something like that. If they play standard coverage, we're going to check it down to the drag, and we'll still be able to actually pass that post route most of the time as well, because of the way it runs. It still does a good job at getting between both the linebackers and the safety. So first, we'll do cover 4 underneath coverage, and we'll just show you a few things. So obviously on the outside, you have the out route. Now keep in mind that linebacker was not too far away, so you kind of have to keep in mind if you're playing a lot of mud and they have 91 zone linebackers. There's not too many linebackers that have 91 zone, but if that is the situation, you might want to be a little bit more careful with that. Whereas in regs, that's an option you can use a lot more often. Now we're going to check the post route as it crosses over the middle. You see, and that was a bad throw by Garoppolo, but we'll run it a couple more times, and you'll see that Earl Thomas, he has 91 zone, but he's going to be just a few steps behind. He's not going to be able to quite get there and make a play on this. As you see, we want a possession catch it, and you see Earl Thomas was about 3-4 yards away from it, which is good. If he can't defend it, that means no defender is going to be able to defend it, so that's good for us there. And also, anytime they're underneath, you're going to have this A receiver for a nice gain up top like that. So a lot of options for people that run a lot of cover 3 and cover 4. This play is going to be a little bit better, because most of the time when people run cover 3 and cover 4 this year, they do shade underneath. So that's where this play is going to come a little bit more in handy. So here is a cover 3 shaded underneath. Again, you see that time I threw that wrong. I lowballed that, which I shouldn't have done. That's why Wagner picked it off. So let's run that again. That was just a bad habit. Sometimes I have that habit of low passing post routes, just because sometimes in game I have to do that a lot, and then sometimes I do that in practice mode by accident. But you see here, if we don't low pass it, perfectly good right in front of Earl Thomas. I'm going to do it one more time just so you guys know it isn't fluke and that I did mess up the first throw. So again, here's a cover 3 with underneath coverage. Throw a regular bullet, possession catch. You see Earl Thomas, he's just a few steps too late, which is good news for us. So again, here, if they play underneath, you're going to also have A again. That's somebody you're going to want to look to pretty often if they're playing underneath coverage, which, like I said, cover 4 and cover 3, a lot of people do that this year. So here we'll do, we'll go back to cover 4, we'll do over top coverage, and just to show you kind of the difference here. So if you see that, of course, if you see that they're kind of dropping back, wait for X to kind of cross over and pick up your 5, maybe 6 yards. Worst case will be 4. It is a check down for a reason. Don't expect to get a lot of yards when you're checking it down, but you still need to keep a check down option on the field just to be safe. But even if they're not playing underneath coverage, again, a lot of times you can still fit this post route in, because it's just a really good, the depth that it runs is just perfect. So now here we'll go to cover 2. Now if you're playing someone that doesn't drop the middle linebacker back, you're going to be able to hit the post either way, but just to show both variations, if they don't drop the middle linebacker back, as you can see here, you want a possession catch it just so you don't take hits from the safeties. Again, neither safety can make a play on it. Now, if they do drop the middle linebacker back, and you notice this is when you're going to want to actually try to low ball the post so that you get down in front of that linebacker. So you'll see I low ball it here, and I go for the catch. That was a dumb animation. He should have just went down, but I'll go to the replay quickly just to show you that's how you're going to have to beat cover 2 with the middle linebacker back deep. You need to low pass this, and Bobby Wagner's one of the best linebackers in the game, so if he can't defend it, there's probably not many that will defend it. You see, because of the low pass, he was still a couple yards behind, and that was perfect. So the low pass, if you don't know, when you lead the post over the middle, you want to hold the LB or L1 button as you're passing it. That's going to low pass the ball. So also against cover 2, if they drop this middle linebacker back, if they go to use the post or something like that, if they're not using over the middle, then you're going to want to throw the drag. That was a dumb animation, but you can throw the drag over the middle, pick up a couple yards. It kind of just depends on what the user's doing. Is the user going to stick with the drag, or is he going to go with the post, and you're going to go to the opposite side? So if, let's say, he's with the post, you're going to wait, kind of let the drag cross over, and you see here we take it and we get about 10 yards on it. So that's kind of how you're going to want to beat cover 2. So not the most overpowered play in the game, but it is a unique play. Especially this formation has quite a few good passing plays and a couple decent run plays. So if you're in the West Coast playbook, for sure, it's definitely something you should sprinkle into your offense. It's not, one of the overpowered gun bunch plays that you can just run up and down the field, down people's throats. It's kind of more of a mix-in play, but just another good play to add to your bag, to your arsenal to pull out. It's always good to have extra plays just to keep your opponents honest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tip and found it helpful. If you did, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.